Hey y'all, welcome to the homestead. I've got to get my cover crops in the ground on our new garden plot. But to do that, we've got some chainsaw work, and I'll show you why in a second. And that's because next to our beautiful new garden plot that we've got laid out here, and we're killing off the grass underneath it with that silage tarp, we had this huge, nasty sweet gum tree come down right next to it. So I gotta get this thing out of here. It's gonna take some work, that's why I got the tractor, but in the tractor bucket, check out what I got. And that's my little Troy-built rototiller. That's the only way I can really get it around the property. Having a tractor with a bucket is really nice because you can just load whatever you want in there. That will fit, obviously, but I'm really lucky that this fit because I didn't know how else I was going to get it over here. I don't have much equipment here on our homestead. But first, we've got to get this big, nasty tree out of here, so let's get cutting. It's crazy how big these trees are sometimes. You don't realize it until everything's on the ground. There's a lot of wood here. I don't want this to get boring for you, so I'll see you in a few minutes when this is done. I'm so surprised that that tree did not rip this plastic up even more. It was about 6 to 8 feet on the corner, and it did rip it up a tiny bit in the corner, but that's not a big deal. We'll pull this plastic silage tarp back and see how it did with killing off what we needed it to kill off underneath. Then it's time to till and plant. Things are looking pretty good. All this nasty grass is looking pretty dead. That's what I want. It's pretty soft and sandy, but I can tell the gophers, moles have been playing underneath this thing. There's little mounds everywhere. They like it a little bit more where it's warm, so unfortunately they are in this area, but the grass is looking pretty dead, and that was the goal. Pretty much everything I'm touching is dead, and you got to watch out for these roots, these rhizomous roots on this type of grass. I think this is Bermuda, and it looks like it destroyed everything really, really well. I don't see any live roots. They're all dried up and dead. Although that could be a little different further under the soil. We'll find out when we till. But our strategy is to till and plant our cover crops. Those are going to grow throughout the fall and winter. And then I'm going to retarp them, kill those off, add those nutrients to the soil, and then plant my crops after that. We're going to do about half of this today and save the rest for next week. Now I need to get tilling. Well, we got it tilled, and whenever you are tilling a new spot, you are going to run into a lot of things that you did not know were there. There are a lot of tree roots that are really close to the surface, and they were a challenge to get through, but that tiller handled it pretty good. What I had a bit of a challenge with are things like bricks. These are from the house that was built here. I think it was in the early 1900s. It was torn down a long time ago, but I've got some history on the area, and I never knew where most of the house went. Maybe it's all underground. There's a well that was filled in back by that pine tree behind me, and that well is one of the 2.5 foot to 3 foot diameter wells, and it's filled up luckily till about, I don't know, 3 foot from the surface. That's probably because of settlement, and I have no idea how deep that old well was. But I also found an old beer can, glass, which is never fun to find in your gardening area, and some sort of metal pan. Who knows what this was for or where it came from. You just got to be prepared for finding this stuff on your property that people have been living on for a long time. I know I've found some crazy stuff from the previous homeowner up by the barn, and I continue to find it all the time. And those things have blown out a couple of lawnmower tires, which I'm not too happy about, but got to deal with it. We're just going to hand broadcast our cover crop, and I don't have any fancy tool for that. It's no big deal. It's easy. But I did buy a seeder for crops for planting in here in the future. So it's got the little wheels, and it wasn't that expensive. What is the name of that thing? I don't know. I'll put it here at the bottom of the screen. It seems to be pretty good, but we'll find out how it works. So this one from Johnny's has field pea, common oats, hairy vetch, inert matter. I don't know what that is. 0.0% weed seed, and none found in terms of noxious weeds. So that's cool. Oh, and 0.01% other crop, whatever that means too. Let's start planting. It's such a blessing to be out here. Listen to that. I can hear a couple of crows, some crickets, and the occasional cow, and that's about it. It's so much nicer than sitting in a corporate office, in an office chair in front of a computer screen all day long. Although there's one company I really enjoyed doing that for, but I'm glad I'm not sitting on that chair anymore. Well, that's all we got going on here today, friends. Just a little planting, getting these beds ready. It's really important to do that at the right time of year if you got the time, and you hope you're not scrambling around like we were in the last video because we didn't understand that freeze was coming so quickly. We hope you stay here with us on the channel permanently, so hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot of great content for you. Just go through our archives. I think we've got close to 570 videos, give or take, on solar, greenhouses, growing in the garden. There's so much stuff, preserving food, and we've learned a lot, and I hope that that knowledge helps you. Have a beautiful, blessed day. We'll see you next time. Bye.